Okay, so Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is one of Marvel's best and most consistent shows, and one just the best comic book shows of all time, because it's really great. So I was like, hey, let's rank the seasons to one of the best comic book shows of all time. And, well, let's just say it didn't start off so great, because I'll just kick off the list, because there's nothing else to say, really. Season 1 is the worst season of the show. But it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. Now, for like the first, I have a list in front of me, series graph. For the first 13 episodes, there's not a single episode for me that's above an 8. Or actually at an 8. Most of the episodes are just pretty mid. I mean, there's good ones in how I like how they connect in story, and there's some good moments. But really, there's like nothing great. I mean, I guess A Magical Place is pretty good, and I think it was Tracks. That one was pretty fun. But like, really, Tahiti was pretty good. You know, those first 16 episodes are the ones where you're just like, what are we doing? Not that they're bad, it's just they're not great. Actually, I should remove episode 16. I think episode 16 is a great episode. I think it perfectly builds up to the next episode, especially for those last 10 minutes are just so intense. And everything with Ward and the clairvoyance and all that was really great. And yeah, here's the thing. Turn is one of the best episodes of the show, bar none. I mean, like, even now, like, I've seen people be like, in their top 10 best Agent S.H.I.E.L.D. rank, they're like, oh yeah, I don't think there's anything from the first 3 seasons. Season 2? Okay. Season 3? Absolutely not. Season 1? Yes. I think Season 1 is by a good margin. Turn is one of the best episodes of the show. Definitely in my top 10. I mean, in S.H.I.E.L.D., it's hard to make a top 10 because of how good all the episodes are. But honestly, just after Turn, the show locked in and never locked out. Especially in this back half of the season. All the episodes are great. The episode afterward, where they're looking for a place to stay, great. The episode, I think, The Only Light in the Darkness is where we find out, or they find out that Ward is Hydra. Oh my god, Ward being Hydra, it's a crazy twist. There's also a great finale, episode 20. Oh, yeah, that was a great episode. Honestly, it just really is a really great end that you will enjoy. It's really hard to get through those first dozen episodes. I know a lot of people would quit because the first dozen or so episodes aren't that good. They aren't that good, but they do have, the only redeeming factors are they have an interesting through line that I thought was fun. But then everything else is just not that good. You know, but here's the problem. You know, some shows, well, I hate when people are like, oh, what filler episodes of Gravity Falls I can skip. You can't skip an episode of Gravity Falls because none of them are filler. But this is truly an example where, yes, you can skip an episode or 2 of Gravity Falls. You're not missing anything if you skip Tourist Trapped or Dipper versus the Manliness. You're not missing anything. You cannot. And when I say cannot, I just mean you cannot skip any episode in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I cannot think of a single episode in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that you can just skip. Even if it's bad. I mean, on rewatch, sure, you can maybe skip it, but on your first time watching, you just can't skip. There's too much important things happening with your character building and world building, I guess, and building your storyline. I don't think there's a single episode past like episode 17, I don't think there's a single, honestly, not even past episode 17, past like episode 5, I don't think there's a single episode that doesn't build the story. Which, it works really well, but it does create a problem where you can't miss a single episode, and if you do, you'll be behind, and you won't understand. So, if you do miss an episode, you're gonna fall short, especially since one of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D's highlights is that it actually acknowledges the previous season's existence and the events that happened in it. But it's only a negative for this season because you have to get through some not that good episodes. Some bad ones, if anything. So, that's the only problem. But honestly, it just locks in so well at the back half of this season. I gotta give it its credit. It is the only season I have an average for that's less than 8. That's in the 7s. But honestly, I think this season is either a 7.9 or an 8. While the first half is a slog to get through, it just goes way up in the back third. So that's why I rate it so highly. Whew. Anyways, next at number 6 is honestly I feel like people's bottom 2 is pretty definitive. In that it's season 6 is up next. Honestly, a huge reason for this is how just, I won't say bad or bland, but just how episode, like, for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., this is the season where I have the least amount of, like, other than maybe season 1, the least amount of standout episodes. Every single season, even season 1, to me, has at least 3 episodes with above a 9. This only has 1, and to be fair, that 1 episode is one of my favorites of the show. Inescapable is a incredible episode going through Fitz and Simmons' life and their story. It has one of my favorite scenes in the show with both of them in the containment pod. But where it falls flat is everything else. Yes, there are great episodes, and I really like the finale, but none of them are, it's just not comparable. Like, I'm looking through my chart, every finale I have is above a 9, or 9 or above, except for Season 6. Season 6 is just often the least consistent in its episodes. Actually, no, it's quite consistent, it's just not enough. I mean, other than the 9.8 that I give Inescapable, my highest rating is an 8.8, which is the lowest. My second highest rating is an 8.8, which is the lowest out of any season of the show. And it also has 2 pretty mid episodes, like the one where Daisy and Simmons get themselves high, and then the Deke focus episode. Honestly, like, season 5, after Deke got to Earth, that's when Deke's character started to go downhill. I think season 6 was the last nail in the coffin. They were redeeming him when he was working with new Fitz and actually being intelligent, actually being good. Then it just revealed that he's then he's just back to being a business mogul. I don't think it ever made sense for Deke to be like that. Dude survived on an alien spaceship for 30 years, swindling and being intelligent. Except now he's just a doofus who can't do anything. I think that was always a stupid idea, and whenever they go into the deeper layers of Deke, he's always a better character, so I never understood why they moved away from that, you know? Anyways, I will say that there are some good things. I mean, Sarge and his gang is not the worst villain, are they even? They're kind of villains. They were villains towards the end. And whoever the monolith lady is, I forgot her name, she was fine. I mean, Sarge was a better villain. I liked him better. I thought it was neat how he was Coulson, and how Coulson, when he interacted with the 3 monoliths, created him in his memories, and he's just technically Coulson, which is how they made LMD Coulson. And it's confusing, and it's a little dumb. But hey, it's good. It's good. Yeah, honestly, like, I still think this is a great season. Like, I'd give it, like, an 8.4. It's just, this is by far the season where there are no, like, consistent high. There's one episode that is just incredible, and then just what is either average for the show or below average. There is one episode that's above average for this show, and that's really it. Which is my biggest problem with this season. It just feels like you're never getting something higher, you know? It kind of does feel like Legends of Tomorrow Season 6. Honestly, you can parallel this show a lot with Legends of Tomorrow. First season kind of being a drag, as Season 6 having some great individual episodes, but being a bit weird in its pacing and its filler. And just, one praise I will give to Season 6, my last thing I'll praise about it, is this may be, other than I guess possibly Season 7, the best technical season. With the show being cut down by like 9 episodes, and I believe a budget increase, the VFX and all of that looks a lot better. And, you know, all the actors do an incredible job in the role, as always. They're all great, and all these characters are great. Season 7 may be the only one where I'm like, okay, it has a better thing. It has like better production value. Anyways, next season, and here's where we just start getting to really great seasons. Like, the top 4 are all, like, pretty fantastic seasons of television. Number 5 is season 2, if you couldn't tell. Season 2, I honestly don't think is that bad. I really like some of season 2. I'm looking through the episode list. Yeah, I'm looking through the episode list, and I'm just seeing a bunch of high episodes. Like, What They Become, that was a great episode. The finale I do think is a bit overrated. It's like the second... Oh, wait, wrong episode. It's like the second highest rated episode in the entire show or something like that. Or third highest rated. It just does not deserve that. It's... Honestly, I find it pretty hard to put into my, like, top 10, top 15. Maybe it would just scratch into my top 20. But hey, I don't know. I do really like the storyline other than one. I never really liked the whole real S.H.I.E.L.D. storyline. I thought it was a bit dumb. And how, like, with Mac and Bobby, I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong. It just thought it was a bit weird. I really like the Ward and Hydra stuff. I thought that was all great. And I did like how they're still continuing this Hydra plotline throughout. Honestly, they do take a break in Season 4 from Hydra, but Season 5 it brings Hydra back. But yeah, I thought it was really good. The S.H.I.E.L.D.'s main villain is Hydra. It was just revealed that Hydra was Hydra. And they're not defeated, so why not have a scene about Hydra? Honestly, it has a really good first half, I will say. With Whitehall, I thought he was a great villain. Oh, also, I forgot to mention Afterlife and Xialing. I mean, I thought Gordon would have been a better villain. But honestly, she's not bad. She's okay. The plotline's fine. They're the two worst plotlines of the season, but they're still good. And it just kind of coinciding with the real S.H.I.E.L.D. plotline was okay. Overall, I do think there's a bunch of greatness in the season, but kind of like Season 6, there's not too many high points. I mean, I don't have a single episode of Season 2 in my top 20, I would say. In my top 15, definitely. In my top 20, you could maybe put What They Become in there, but honestly, I don't have a single one up there, because I just don't think it reaches the quality. So, that's just my opinion, of course. But stop clicking on Ascension. Anyways, yeah, I think Season 2 is still a really great season. I think it's quite consistent. I think there's some greatness with Hydra and Ward, and I still like the new characters. Honestly, this is a fantastic way to introduce new characters. Mac, Bobby, and Hunter are all really great characters, and they're all introduced in this season. It all works really well. Oh yeah, Daisy becoming an Inhuman. Honestly, the Inhuman stuff was pretty great. It sucks that the show was garbage. The Inhuman show was garbage. Because this show just gave you so much good material with the Inhumans. And then that show just sucked. But yeah, honestly, Season 2, it's great. Honestly, it's a really great season. I do really like it. I mean, my average episode score is an 8.6 for it. It's really good. But there's some problems that just the other seasons don't have. Such as, the villains are okay. Honestly, here's the thing that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. often does. And sometimes it really works, sometimes it doesn't work. Actually, no. Not that it doesn't work, I'm just saying it's worse. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. constantly changes their plot. So, you can kind of split it up into arcs. Each season really has 2 arcs, with 2 main villains, kinda. The first one is based off a little bit of the previous one, Season 3 had the Hydra stuff, and Rosalind, and all that. And then Rosalind died, Ward became Hive, and then we moved in the Hive plotline. Season 4 had Ghost Rider, and then when Ghost Rider just vanished, it became Radcliffe and Ada, and the Framework stuff. Season 5 went from space to Destroyer of Worlds. You get what I mean. I did really like the Hydra stuff and lean up into Humans, but then we just got to Afterlife. Afterlife was not the most interesting, and then we got to, what's it called? Oh yeah, we got to the real S.H.I.E.L.D. plotline, which I never thought was that interesting. So, it's just that the first half was much stronger than the second, in my opinion. Anyways, at number 4 is Season 3. Honestly, I think it's a pretty darn good season of television. If I had to give it a rating, I'd maybe give it like 8.9 out of 10. It's really, really good. But But this is also just a more extreme example of season 2. Except it does have a lot of highs. But mainly in the first half. Yes, this is my take. Is that the first half of the season is really good. One of my third favorite episode in the entire show, 4,722 hours of Simmons on the planet, and basically it's its own little mini film essentially. It's like half a film, and it's really great. I thought it explored Simmons' character really well and how she misfits, and I like Will. I think that was her boyfriend's name on that planet. I thought it was really interesting just seeing her survive on this world, and introduction to Hive is great. And then the 3-episode streak of Many Heads, One Tail, then Closure, then Mavis was just incredible. Mavis is one of my favorite episodes of the show. And Closure and Many Heads, One Tail are 2 spectacular episodes. Not spectacular, 2 amazing episodes as well. And Rosalind's death. Honestly, I really liked Rosalind, and to see her death, I was like, no, they gotta bring her back, right? You won't just introduce character, finally make her likable and have our sympathy and make her a good character, just kill her off, right? Then they killed her off. And honestly, I think it was a great decision, especially how Coulson just locked in. That may be like one of my favorite things with Coulson, him just locking in after they killed Rosalind, and he's like, nope, we're done, buddy. Anyways, I thought it was great. I thought it worked really well. What is episode? Oh yeah, Parting Shot, the one where Bobby and Hunter left. While I do think it was a bit dramatic, and this is an example of why you can't skip any episodes. Parting Shot, other than, of course, Bobby and Hunter leaving, is not really that important to the story. So you may be like, okay, we can skip it, right? Because it doesn't progress our main plot. Well, no, 2 of our main characters just left the show to never come back. Well, Hunter comes back for 1 episode, Bobby never does. It must have been a scheduling thing, right? Because it just feels so dramatic. We don't get any build-up to it. And Hunter's kind of just in the middle of an arc. And then that's the end of it, I guess. But they just leave. I just felt like it was a bit weird. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like it had to be with, like, actor issues, right? Like, there's no shot it wasn't. Right? Anyways, all that stuff was great with whoever the head of Hydra was. I'm forgetting his name. Maybe one of the descriptions will have it. Okay. Oh, ATCU. That's what. See, none of them have the Hydra head's name. Malik. Giddy Malik. Giddy Malik, I thought he was a great villain, and I liked how it continued. Now, here's my problem. Hive. Okay, Ward by this point had gotten sour. He had run his course. Not saying he was a bad villain. I really liked him, but I felt like we kind of got into this pattern of him having some connection, him fighting them, and then somehow he escapes instead of dying for some random reason. And then we just never get it again. I don't know. I just always thought it was a bit weird that we went through that all the time, and it just, I don't know. It felt like it had run its course, and Hive was not the way. I will say, Hive was a worse villain, and honestly, this just shows in my ratings and how no episode other than the finale are really that amazing. I mean, some of them are good. Like, I really like the team, and I did like Hive and some of the things he did, like him convincing Daisy, leading to great scenes. I would say there are also some caveats to that, like, of them either nerfing Hive or giving him plot armor. Like when Lash went and, like, didn't kill him. I'm kind of forgetting why he didn't, but still, he should have killed him in my opinion. That would have been a neat connect. Oh yeah, also the Lash stuff. That was great. But yeah, honestly, I think they should have maybe built him up instead of him just showing up on the plane to kill him. Maybe in the finale, they had been building him up, and then he shows up and kills. Shoot, what's his name? Hive. But honestly, I do like the finale, how it sets up Radcliffe quite well. And, I think there's a lot of greatness in this episode. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of great in this season. It's an amazing season. It's a fantastic season. It's a 9 out of 10 in my opinion. I've made up my mind. It's a 9 out of 10. It's just that back half, while still being great, about maybe just slightly worse than season 2 quality. It just does not compare. Which is probably the opposite critique of one of the episodes I have on this list, or one of the season I have on this list. So anyways, fantastic season, 9 out of 10. Season 5 is my next one. At number 3 is season 5. It has the best premiere of the show. That I'll just say outright. It just has the best premiere. It's a 9 out of 10 premiere in my opinion. Great premiere. And it actually shows Deke as a good character. Yeah, anyways, Orientation, great episode. Oh, Rewind's also another fantastic episode. Oh yeah, The Real Deal, the 100th episode, that shows up. I mean, there's some weird things, like, with Death Watch. Nope, that's not his name. Mike showing up randomly. But hey, I still like some of the aspects. Now I thought it was a fantastic episode, especially with, like, Deke finding out that Simmons and Fitz are their grandparents. I thought it was great. What is it? Oh yeah, Devil's Complex. Oh my god, Devil's Complex. Oh, so good, especially with Fitz. Actually revealing that he's been seeing the doctor, and he cut into Daisy to get the chip out. It was, wow, that episode was insane. That was crazy. Oh, and the finale is arguably the best. I personally think season 7's finale, the series finale, is better. But that could be biased because it's the series finale. But, whatever. I think that, Season 5 is the season probably with the least bad episodes. What does it? Like, the lowest episode is the best in Season 5, if that makes sense. The highest episode isn't the best, but honestly, it may be the most, I won't say consistent in quality, but consistent quality. In how the first arc, really great, with all of them in space. I thought it was really interesting. It was really good. What episode is that? But yeah. Then, the second arc with the Destroyer of Worlds and Hale and Hydra. Hale Hydra. Oh! That's probably why she was called Hale. Hale Hydra. I get it now. Okay, the Hydra plotline with that and all the things with... Oh, yeah, with Talbot. Talbot went from a good recurring character to a really great main villain, in my opinion. Probably the only Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. villain that I had the gall to call great. Because honestly, as good as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is, they don't really have many great villains. I guess the two closest would be Ada and Talbot, who actually is a great villain. But I will say, and Ward. Actually, Ward is another probably great villain. I put it probably because he maybe lasts a bit too long. But, anyways, I really like Talbot and all that. Honestly, maybe the one that I have least to talk about because I just don't have much to talk about. It has some fantastic episodes. It's very consistent in its quality. Not a single miss in an episode. Honestly, I don't think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. really has many misses. But actually, the next two seasons on the list, 4 and 7, and this are the only ones that I don't have a single 7 or lower, 7 or 8 or lower. Actually, yeah. Honestly, it's really great. This is a really good season. I would give it about a 9.2, 9.3 out of 10. I think it's fantastic. And honestly, I think the next 3 are all swappable because they are the best at something that makes them the best season. Kinda. Okay, let's go to my number 2. My number 2 is season 7. And this is, like what I was saying, while season 5 is the most consistent and best in its quality, is consistency and how it flows together and all that. Actually, no, not flows together, but season 7 is the most well-built season, I would say, in how it all goes together and how each episode builds off each other really well and how it fits in a story and feels like a puzzle. And it also just has great episode quality. Season 6 is a well-built season. Yeah, it just doesn't have the episode quality to suffice. This is arguably the best episode in the show, as I have always been. I think is a incredible, perfect 10 out of 10 episode. The finale is so good, one of my favorites of the series. And I thought it started off well. The black and white episode with Coulson and Sousa, that was great. Which, speaking of, Sousa is a good addition. I have not seen Agent Carter, so I wouldn't really know too much about his character. But I thought it was really good. The penultimate episode, that was also fantastic. Honestly, there's just a lot of consistency. Even if the episode quality is not to suffice, it builds off each other really well. The worst episode is the totally excellent adventures of Mac and the D with Deke. My biggest problem with it and how it feels like we are getting the worst of Deke times 5, but we are also getting the best of Deke and some good stuff with Mac, which is why I rate it higher than I would have. But hey, it's still a great episode, you know? Still a great episode. Anyways, yeah, honestly, I just think it's really consistent and well built and stuff like that. Enoch, my goat, Enoch. So sad, his death. The villains, I will say, aren't the best. They're okay. Sybil and Nathaniel Malik was very annoying, actually. He was not the best. But Sybil and the Chronicon, they weren't bad. Honestly, I just really like this fun time travel adventure season. It really felt like something out of, like, Legends of Tomorrow, Season 2, 3, and 7 all combined into one. And, you know what, for that, I really loved it. I would give the season about a 9.3, 9.4 out of 10. I think it was fantastic. Now, the best season show is, yes, Season 4. But, it's not, honestly, it's another one where I feel like it's my favorite, but it's not my best. It's not the best. It's like, I've said this before, how Avatar Season 2 is objectively the best, or not objectively, but it is the best season, how it's made, how consistent it is, the episode quality. But Season 3 is everyone's favorite, you know? But here is an example of it why, because Season 5 is the most consistent, Season 7 is the best made, and best built together, and best just formed as a season, you know? While Season 4 has the best streak of, like, best arc, if you want to say. The first arc with Ghost Rider, while being really great, and the new director, Director Mace, I thought it worked really well. I don't know why I said Mason. But I thought it worked really well. I thought it was really good. But where you really lock into gear is the Ada and framework stuff with Radcliffe. I mean, sure, it starts off maybe slower. And of course, it bleeds into it. My only disappointment about that arc, from stopping it from being just pitch perfect, is that I did not like how Ghost Rider just randomly came back in the end to be Ada. It never really sat right with me that Ghost Rider just disappeared in the first place. But it definitely did not sit right with me that he disappeared for our new arc to come in, for him to just randomly come in at the end. Never sat right with me. But hey, I'm going to show you this. Actually, I'm not. So here's my street episode. Self-Control, best episode series. 10 out of 10. It's just so good. Then the next one, in my opinion, is What If, 9.6. These are all my ratings. Identity Change, 9.1. No Regrets, 9.2. All the Madam's Men, 9. Farewell Cruel World, 9.6. The Return, 9.4. The World's End, 9. That's a streak of, like, 8 episodes of 9 or higher. Like, that's insane. That's what boosts the episode rate. Honestly, without that streak, I would say it would maybe be the third, fourth on this list. But just because of how good the framework arc is, I have to give it number 1. You know, that's the best part of the show, hands down. No chance. So yeah, Season 4 has the best arc. Season 5 is the most consistent. Season 7 is the best made season. So take with that what you will, rank with that what you will, and yeah, that is really it. If you disagree with my rating, put it down below. Honestly, all these seasons are just so great. Season 4 would probably give it 9.4, 9.5 for me. It's a fantastic season of television. And if you've not seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., yes, it is long, 136 episodes, and yes, the first, 12 are a drag. They drag on, and it's not the funnest experience to watch. But from there on, you get locked in, and it's just incredible, okay? So, watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and bye.